Hi, I'm Peter Parker.
Hey, Peter Parker.
From Billy Elliot to Spider-Man, this British lad has made headlines all over the world for his entertaining films, and also for being a major spoiler of his upcoming movies. This teenage-looking 24-year-old has been swinging his way from plays up to the big screen in Hollywood. He has charmed many MCU fans with his great American accent, comedic acting, and incredible stunts. Born on June 1st, 1996, Thomas Stanley Holland, or how you may know him, Tom Holland. He's best known for playing Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man films, as well as Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. His performances in these films captured the hearts of fans worldwide. But do we really know Tom Holland? Just who did he beat out to get the role of Spider-Man? And which famous actor can he thank for much of his successes? Well, with Spider-Man 3 No Way Home coming out in December of 2021, we've decided to take a deeper look into this charming teen idol and answer those questions and more. So here are 10 things you didn't know about Tom Holland. Number 10. He attended the Bronx High School of Science in secret. In an attempt to train for his role as Spider-Man, Holland managed to go undercover at a New York high school, where only the teachers and administrators knew his true identity. During classes, Holland would entertain himself by trying to convince the other students that he was in fact the new Spider-Man. He really is a spoiler, isn't he? But the other kids just assumed he was crazy and thought nothing of it. One time, he found himself in a difficult situation when the ID machine realized that the photo on his borrowed identification card did not fit his face. Luckily, the security staff figured out who he was and promised to keep his identity a secret to the rest of the students. However, the students finally figured out his true identity when a group of girls Googled him, and only then did they realize that he was telling the truth. He was indeed the next Spider-Man. Number 9. He aspires to be a movie director someday. Even though he has a great acting career going in his early age, he also has his sights set on the future and ultimately wants to be a director. When he was asked about his long-term career aspirations, Holland said that his plans were to do a little more franchises, perform some meatier indie roles, and finally move on to working behind the camera and directing movies. It certainly won't be long until we see him taking on larger and larger projects. Also, although it's just a tweet, Tom has already made his directing debut, in the form of a small film tweet starring his mom, dad, and his younger twin brothers. Tom seems like such a fun family guy. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and help us grow our channel. Thanks. Number 8. He was bullied for taking ballet classes. In a number of interviews, Holland spoke about how obsessed he was with a Janet Jackson song as a kid, which prompted his mother to enroll him in dance lessons. During a competition, he was spotted by a scout, but was eventually told that he was too short to play the character Billy Elliot in the theater production of Billy Elliot the Musical. So, of course, he trained hard for 2 years, grew a little, and ultimately got the part. Holland also studied ballet as part of his preparation. In a piece for Interview magazine, he told co-star Zendaya about his younger school days. "I went to an all-boys school. Ballet wasn't the coolest thing to do." But regardless of the bullying, Tom said that this experience toughened him up. "I'm very happy I had that training," he says. "It's been so valuable to my career, and I've used it on almost everything I've done since." Number 7. He had loads of competition for the role of Spider-Man. For an average British actor, it isn't likely to get accepted for the role of a 16-year-old American teenager, but hey, Tom triumphed. He beat out Timothée Chalamet, Charlie Plummer, Judah Lewis, Matt Lintz, and Charlie Rowe for the role of Spider-Man. On the 23rd of June 2015, it was officially announced that Holland was cast as a teenage Peter Parker, or obviously Spider-Man, and his life was flipped upside down, as he later tweeted concerning the 6-picture deal with Marvel Studios. Like his predecessor, Andrew Garfield, he was a huge fan of Spider-Man before he played the role, and said that playing the role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a dream come true for him. Number 6. He worked as a pot washer in a pub. When asked what his worst job ever was, he said that he worked as a pot washer in a local pub. "It wasn't terrible," the actor told Yahoo Movies in 2017, "but I was so used to being on film sets that all of a sudden I was like, ugh, this sucks." Holland has also noted that he had a career backup plan: acting. Number 5. He could have been a carpenter. It's hard to envision Spider-Man without Tom Holland at this point, thanks to a series of hit films, but it's even more difficult to envision a world where Holland isn't even an actor. In an interview with Jimmy Kimmel on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he was asked if he'd ever considered doing anything other than acting as a profession, and he revealed that while acting was always what Holland wanted to do, it was not at the top of his mother's wish list. It was all about becoming a carpenter for her, and she even sent him to a school to become one after he began acting. Holland said, "I went through a phase in my career where I was too old to play a child, but too young to play a teenager. It took me a long time to grow up, and my mom decided to send me to carpentry school." Kimmel then wondered if he eventually did wind up learning some sort of carpentry skills, and it turned out that he'd already had them before he ever went to the course. Aside from Tom being almost a carpenter, all family members on his mother's side are carpenters, with his granddad teaching him at a young age. Fortunately for Holland, he doesn't have to follow the carpentry path anymore, since we don't see his acting career going away anytime soon. Number 4. He had been wearing the suit before he was even Spider-Man. Even before his Spider-Man debut in the 2016 movie Captain America: Civil War, he had already been suiting up. Holland would wear cheap Spider-Man suits for days at a time like some sort of child. In an interview, he said, "I definitely went through a couple of costumes. I'd go to bed in my costume, wake up in it, spend all day in it." Well, we hope that you let your mom wash that costume, Tom. Number 3. He performs his own stunts. Tom Cruise had better watch out, because this guy has also been gaining attention for performing his own stunts.
So yeah, so I do my own stunts, but I can't take full credit.
You just said doo-doo.
And this masculine characteristic of Tom was present even before he joined Spider-Man: Homecoming, as he grew up loving the art of free running with his buddies. So apparently, Tom is quite the athlete. Plus, his Instagram account is full of jaw-dropping pictures and videos of him leaping off trees, tossing in every way possible, and getting ripped at the gym. All that hard work paid off, as he looks incredibly fit and nails each stunt perfectly on screen. Number 2. He has some very famous mentors. Although he's often portrayed in the media as Robert Downey Jr.'s successor or pupil, Tom Holland actually credits Chris Hemsworth for giving him the best advice on his career. Hemsworth apparently emphasized the importance of work ethic onto the young star. In an interview with E.T. in 2019, Thor admitted that he had also helped Holland land the part of Spider-Man. "We worked together in the heart of the sea. Then, when they cast for Spider-Man, I did what I could and made a call." Hemsworth then continued, "He's one of the most brilliant people I've worked with, and he has such a huge heart and love." Those being some mighty words from a powerful actor. Number 1. He is a Spider-Man who is afraid of spiders. Although he plays a fantastic Spider-Man in the movies, he is still creeped out by spiders.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders at all. For me, little spiders is what gets me. Like little ones really scare me.
And there you have it, the top 10 things you didn't know about Tom Holland. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and help us grow. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button and feel free to check out any of our other MCU-based videos. Thanks for watching.